Hello and welcome you all in the geological knowledge. So as we are dealing with the very important topic or very important facts or the important papers of combined geoscientist examination, in the previous two discussions we have discussed in detail about the 2019 paper, and I think that could have been very helpful for one to understand the types of questions, means how the questions are being asked in the examination and how you have to manage that time and what are the precautions to be taken care of when you select a particular unit that which question has to be attempted. Okay, and in the continuation of that video, today we will discuss the 2018 paper. Okay, so this will be the geology paper 1 of 2018. So firstly we will talk about the compulsory questions. So first and the very important compulsory question, that is the types of atmospheric scattering, okay, exhibited by the electromagnetic radiation or EMR. And second question is draw a neat labeled sketch of soil profile. So that is very easy question. You have to just draw the levels in the soil profile, okay, the A horizon, B horizon, C horizon, as well as the pattern of parent rock. Okay, question number C, the city A lies in topo sheet number 78 I upon 16, city B that lies in another topo sheet to the set east of the 78 I 16. You have to name the topo sheet number of city B, and if map separation between A and B is 10 centimeter, what be the ground distance and scale of the topo sheet that has been given. Okay, so if you understand the basics of topo sheets, then this is a very easy question. Okay, and if you have any problem in solving this question, you can just comment in the description box, you can comment in the comment section, and I will solve this question in next video. So option D, question number D, that is how is the sense of shear determined with SC fabric or delta and sigma type of porphyroblast and intragranular fault. Okay, so that is again very important or very interesting question, and if you understand the, again if you know about the topic shear sense indicators, then you can answer this question. Okay, and you have to talk especially about the SC fabric and the sigma and delta type of porphyroblast, means how the porphyroblast are being rotated and how you will find the sense of shear. Okay, so that we have discussed in detail. You can watch that video in the playlist of geology paper 1. Question number 1E, that is Pan-African rejuvenation of southern granulite terrain. Okay, so this question deals with the stratigraphy section, that is the Pan-African rejuvenation of southern granulite terrain. Question number F, that is subduction zone, means how the subduction zone are formed. Okay, so that is dealing with the plate tectonic theory. Question number 1G, that is stratigraphy of central Indian tectonic zone. So you have to tabulate, you have to draw a table only, that is the stratigraphy of CITZ, or better known as Central Indian Tectonic Zone. 1H, that is arrange the following igneous chutes in chronological order mentioning their isotopic age and the stratigraphic units. Okay, so you have to arrange the igneous chutes in chronological order. Okay, means older at the bottom and youngest at the top, and you have to also mention the isotopic age and the stratigraphic unit. Okay, and which are being there: Malani igneous chute, the Dongargarh granite, Clospet granite, Singhbhum granite, and the Deccan basalt. Okay. So at a prima facie, I think Deccan basalt, that will be youngest. Okay, as I remember, and Singhbhum granite Dongar. I think Clospet granite, that will be youngest. Oldest. Youngest is clear to me, that is Deccan basalt, but oldest is little bit confusion in Dongargarh granite and Clospet granite. You can just watch in the book. You can see in the book, consult the book. Okay. Question number 1I, that is life cycle of Agamont and Gamont. Okay. Life cycle of Agamont and Gamont, that you have to discuss in foraminifers, or that question deals with the micropaleontology. And question number 1J, that is allopatric speciation. Okay. So all in all, you have been given 10 compulsory questions, as is the case, and you will see that is 2 questions will be from each section. Means there will be 5 units and 2 compulsory question you will get from the each unit. Okay. Question B, that is the first unit, I should say. Question number 2A, that is dealing with the describe the Indian remote sensing satellite system, Indian remote sensing system satellite program, with a special emphasis on the sensor system used in each and their characteristics, and you have to also comment on the utility of remote sensing images for the societal benefit. Okay, so all in all, you have to discuss about the Indian remote sensing satellite system. Okay, their sensor system, their characteristic properties, as well as the utility. Okay, in for the societal benefits. And question 2B, that is dealing with the right short note on the following types of drainage pattern, erosional features formed by the wind, and the stream length gradient index. Okay, so 3 short note topics are there, and these topics are very easy. If you understand the basics, then it will be very easy for one to answer this question. The erosional features formed by landform, so erosional features formed by wind, that is very easy. You can answer any of the 2 features, erosional features formed by the wind, like ventifacts, oasis. Okay, and hamada, that is also formed by the erosional process of wind erosion, and the stream length gradient index, and the types of drainage pattern. And question number 3A, that is dealing with the discuss the different types of aerial photographs, comment on their utility in geological studies. Okay, so the different types of aerial photographs, that is the horizontal, vertical. Okay, so these types of aerial photographs, their types, that you have to discuss in detail, as well as you have to comment on their utility in geological studies. Means how different types of the horizontal aerial photographs, okay, the aerial photographs taken vertically or at an angle, so how the different types of aerial photographs, they are generally used or they are applied for the geological studies. So that you have to discuss in detail. And 3B, that is briefly discuss the geological application of SLAR images. Okay, and question number C, that is the describe the reason for the increasing uses of GIS in geological investigation. Okay, GIS, the reasons for the increasing use of the geographical information system in the geological investigation. Okay, geographical investigation system. Okay, and question number 4 or unit number C, that is dealing with the again very, so as you can see, question number 4A, The disharmonic folding, which with variations of wavelength as well as the amplitude, are widely observed in folded terrains, and explain the mechanism of such folding with appropriate equations. And 4b, what types of faults are developed in a compression and as well as the extensional settings, and explain with neat sketches the stress tensor for each type of fault. Okay, so that's quite long topic or quite long question. And question number 5a, if we talk about, so there is a diagram given here. The map pattern of the alternate sequence of quartzite as well as the limestone that has been shown given below, and you have to interpret the structures in the given map and draw a cross section along east west line and plot the bedding pole in a freehand stereo plot. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to the alternate map sequence of quartzite and the limestone bed that has been provided in the diagram, and you have to interpret the structures in the given map, that what are the particular structures you see in the map, and you have to draw a cross section along east west cross section line. Okay, so the cross section, that direction or the line east west, that has been provided to you, and a freehand plot of the bedding, that has the pole of this bedding, that has to also been plotted. And question number 5b, there are again 5 short note type questions. Write short notes on the followings: class 2 fold, slitty cleavage, granulation cleavage, Boudin's as well as the dynamic recrystallization. And question number 5c, you have to draw suitable figure to explain fault bedding, fault bend fold and fault propagation fold. Okay, so you have to draw the diagram. Obviously you will have to draw the suitable diagram. Without the diagrams you cannot explain the formation, or you cannot explain the differences between the fault bend fold and fault propagation fold. Okay, so that is quite interesting question, and if you understand the basics, then you will be very easily you can draw. Okay, and if you have not practiced the question, then it will be very tough for you to draw the diagram. Okay, section D, question number 6a, you have to discuss the types of plate boundaries and explain the driving force of plate motion related to mantle dynamics as well as the gravity force. Okay, so what you have to do, discuss in detail the types of plate boundaries, and you have to explain the driving force of plate motions. So what are the forces that drive the plate motions, generally related to the mantle dynamics and the gravity forces. And question number 6b, describe the applications of paleomagnetism and in determining the paleo position of India. Okay, so use of paleomagnetism means the magnetism in the ancient times, how you can use that property of magnetism to determine the paleo position of India. And question number 7a, that is illustrate the layered structure of the earth with emphasis on the mineral composition, density as well as the temperature. Okay, so this is very interesting question, and here you have to just illustrate the layered structure of the earth with special emphasis on the mineral composition, density as well as the temperature variation. Okay, so how the composition in the particular layers, in the special particular layers, they are varying, the density that is also variable, as well as the temperature that is also variable. Okay, so in terms of composition, mineral composition, density and temperature, in those terms, in these three terms, you have to draw the or you have to illustrate the layered structure of the earth. Okay. And 7b, you have to write the short note, magnetic anomaly as well as the transform fault. Okay. And 7c, discuss the evolution of oceanic island chain with examples. Okay. The evolution of ocean island chain with suitable examples. Okay. Question number 8a of section number E, give stratigraphic succession of western and eastern Dharwar Craton and explain how the Dharwar Craton grades into southern granulite terrain through transition zone based on the lithology. Okay, so previously in the 2019 question there was Singhbhum Craton question, and again in 2018 there is a Dharwar Craton question. So as we have discussed in the previous discussion also, that is one craton that will be asked in each and every exam. Okay, each and every year one craton that will be asked. And what you have to discuss? The stratigraphic succession of eastern Dharwar as well as the western Dharwar craton, and you have to also explain the Dharwar craton grades into southern granulite terrain through the transition zone, and special emphasis on the lithology or the lithological variations. And question number 8b, you have to draw a profile across Himalayan origin, and you have to show different tectonostratigraphic units in it. Explain each unit with respect to its topography, lithology and age. And you have to plot the following features in the profile: the blue schist rock, the Dras volcanics, the Kyogers and the Paleozoic of Kashmir Valley. Okay, so all in all you have to discuss about the you have to draw a profile across Himalayan origin and the different tectonostratigraphic units you have to show, and you have to also explain the each unit with respect to its topography, lithology as well as the particular age. Okay, and three or the four features you have to draw, the profile of four features you have to draw: the blue schist rocks, Dras volcanics, Kyogers and the Paleozoic of Kashmir Valley. Okay, so it's again very quite long topic. And question number 9, that is A, question number 9a, discuss stratigraphy, sedimentation and fossil content of Gondwana sediment of India. Okay, so you have to discuss the stratigraphic successions, sedimentation as well as the fossil content of Gondwana sediments of India. And question number B, 9b, that tabulate the lithobiocronostratigraphy of Kutch basin. So you have to only tabulate, means make a table of lithological variations, the bio or the chronostratigraphy of Kutch basin. Okay, so lithological variations, the fossil record as well as the time representation. Okay, three things you have to show in that table. And 9c, that is write short note on the followings: the Subathu formation and the Papaghani group. Okay, so again little bit long unit, but if you understand the questions or understand the topic, then it will be very easy. And I think if you should attempt question number 9 like questions where you have been given options. Okay, or you have been given short note types of question like question number C, the Subathu and the Papaghani group. Okay, and in question number 9b you have to just tabulate the lithochronobiostratigraphy of Kutch basin. Okay, section F, that is question number 10a, you have to elucidate the application of Munier-Chalmers notation of the dentition of Pelsipoda with neat sketches, neat diagrams. I don't have any idea about these types of dentition. Okay, enumerate the types of microfossils and discuss the significance of organic wall microfossils in biostratigraphy as well as the hydrocarbon exploration. So you have to enumerate the types of microfossils, and you have to also discuss the significance of organic walled microfossils. Okay, organic walled, okay, in biostratigraphy and hydrocarbon exploration. And question number 11, that is dealing with the explain the PETM event in the geological record. Okay. Question number 11b, discuss the cephalic vertebrate fauna and their stratigraphic distribution. And question number 11c, illustrate the Equinoid test with a neat sketch and comment on its ecology, stratigraphic range as well as the geological history. Okay. PETM, I think that is related with the Paleocene, Eocene magnetism, I think something, I don't remember the exact full form. And 11b, that is the discussion of the cephalic vertebrate fauna and as well as their stratigraphic distribution. And 11c, that is the Equinoid cell, Equinoid test you have to discuss, sketch and the comment on its ecology, stratigraphic range as well as the geological history. Okay, so that was question number, paper number 1 or geology paper number 1. And now we will discuss geology paper number 2. So here again the compulsory questions are there. First one is partition coefficient, binary eutectic in magmatic crystallization, cross-heading Pearson-Washington norms or CIPW norms, metasomatism, shock metamorphism, stalactites, incised valley fill, soil profile, cultural eutrophication and the acid mine drainage. So soil profile, that was in unit 1 or paper 1, that was also there. Okay, and section number section B, that is mineralogy, geochemistry and isotope geology. So question number 2a, you have to briefly describe the structure as well as the classification of pyroxene group of minerals. So in the previous 2019 question, you have seen the question related to mica group of minerals. So again you will get a question from the mineral families, and here you have to briefly describe the structures as well as the classification of pyroxene group of minerals. Okay, so classification means orthopyroxene and clinopyroxene. And question number 2b, how would you determine the optic sign of a biaxial mineral? Okay. Question number 3a, how do we come to know about the origin as well as the evolution of atmosphere from the geological records? Okay. And question number 3b, you have to illustrate the basic principle of radiometric dating of rocks and how would you use such principle in uranium lead decay series for the constructing Concordia curve for the dating minerals such as zircon. Okay, so you have to discuss the Concordia diagram for the lead zinc decay series, and you have also to illustrate the basic principle behind the radiometric dating of the rocks. Okay, section C, that is dealing with the igneous petrology. So 4a, you have to explain the processes involved in the evolution and differentiation of magma. Okay, in detail you have to explain the processes which are involved in the evolution as well as the magmatic differentiation. And question number 4b, you have to illustrate with examples the significance of the textures in understanding crystallization history of igneous rocks. Okay, so different types of textures as well as their significance in understanding the crystallization history of igneous rocks. Okay, and question number 5a, what are the alkaline igneous rocks and how would you explain their compositional variations in relation to the plate tectonics? And 5b, you have to explain how are the ultramafic rocks classified as per IUGS classification. Okay, so classification of ultramafic rocks, that we have to discuss. Section number D, metamorphic petrology and the processes. Okay, so question number 6A, that is dealing with the, you have to discuss the role of temperature, pressure and the fluid in causing different types of metamorphism. Because that's a basic question. You have to discuss in detail the role of temperature, pressure as well as the fluid in causing the different types of metamorphism. And so question number 6B, what is an isograde and what is its, how is it useful in distinguishing different metamorphic terrains? Okay. Question number 7A, describe the granulite facies metamorphism in relation to mineral assemblages, composition as well as the pressure temperature conditions. So you have to discuss the granulite facies of metamorphism and special reference, special emphasis on its relation to mineralogical assemblage, composition and pressure temperature conditions. And 7B, what are the paired metamorphic belts and how do you explain the development of such belts? Okay. Section E, that is the sedimentology. So what are the different types of sediment gravity flows and how would you infer the rheological conditions of such flow from their deposits in rock record? Okay. What are the different types of sediment gravity flow and how do you infer rheological condition of such flow from their deposit in its record? Okay. And 8B, you have to describe with neat sketches two primary sedimentary structures that are commonly useful for the paleocurrent analysis. And how would you use the paleocurrent analysis to facilitate the interpretation of depositional environment from the rock record? Okay, so that we have to discuss the two primary sedimentary structures which are commonly useful for the paleocurrent analysis. So I think you can discuss the ripple marks. Okay, and you can also discuss about the current ripple marks, and the symmetric as well as the asymmetrical ripple marks, and you can also discuss about the two primary sedimentary structures. Okay, so you can give cross bedding. Okay, sorry, cross bedding. Question number 9A, that is how would you explain the sallowing upwards facies sequence of shallow marine siliciclastic and the carbonate deposits in rock record? Okay, so how would you explain the sallowing upwards facies of the shallow marine siliciclastic and the carbonate deposits in its rock record? And 9B, that is how would you distinguish between the sedimentary basins of continental rift as well as the foreland tectonic settings from sandstone detrital framework composition? Okay. And section F, that is environmental geology and the natural hazards. So question number 10A, you have to describe the common biological and the toxic chemical pollutants of water, and you have to add a note on their mobility in hydrological regime. And 10B, how do geology and the topography that affect the flood conditions of the river? And question number 11A, that is explain the role of various factors affecting the slope stability. Okay, so the various factors, the role of various factors which affect the stability of a slope. Okay, and 11B, that is the what are the measures which can be taken to control the global warming. Okay, So that was discussion about the geology paper number 1 and paper number 2, and remaining 2 papers, that is geology paper 3 and hydrogeology, that we will discuss in another video. Okay, thank you.